Welcome back, everyone, to the English Vision podcast. I'm your host, John, and I'm here with my fantastic co-host, Sarah. Whether you're driving to work, cooking dinner, or just having a quiet morning with your coffee, we are thrilled you joined us today. Our goal is to help you improve your everyday English conversation skills.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to be here with you all. John, I always learn so much from our talks. What is the plan for our podcast today?
Today, we have a highly requested and very practical topic. We are going to learn how to navigate a bank. Knowing proper English for banking is a huge step in feeling comfortable when you move to a new country. We will talk about important bank vocabulary, the steps to open a bank account, and how to communicate confidently with the staff.
This is the perfect topic. Honestly, going to the bank used to make me very nervous. When it comes to my money, I get worried about making a mistake or not understanding the big words they use.
That is a completely normal feeling, Sarah. Money is important, and banking vocabulary can sound very formal. But learning how to navigate a bank in English is just about mastering a few specific phrases. Once you know them, it is very repetitive and easy. So, let us start at the very beginning. Imagine you're walking through the front doors of a bank branch.
Okay, I'm walking in. Usually the first thing I see is a person standing near the door to welcome people. Sometimes they ask me why I'm visiting.
Exactly right. That person is called a greeter. Their job is to direct traffic so you do not wait in the wrong line. The greeter might ask, "How can I help you today?" Or, "What brings you in today?" If you just need to do a quick task, like getting cash, they will send you to the main line. If you need a longer service, like wanting to open a bank account, they will ask you to sit in a waiting area.
What should I say to the greeter? If I want to put some of my cash into my account, do I say I want to give money to the bank?
The greeter would definitely understand you, but the correct English for banking term is deposit. You want to make a deposit. You can simply say, "I would like to make a deposit, please."
Make a deposit? I will write that down. And what if I need to take money out to go shopping?
To take money out of your account, you make a withdrawal. You would tell the greeter, "I need to make a withdrawal."
Okay, so a deposit is putting money in and a withdrawal is taking money out. After I tell the greeter I want to make a deposit, they usually point me toward a long line. The people working behind the glass windows, what are they called?
Those employees are called bank tellers. A teller is the person who handles all the quick, everyday English conversation and transactions. They process your deposits, process your withdrawals, and can cash checks for you.
I have a question about that. When I make a withdrawal, sometimes the teller asks me a question about the paper money. They ask, "How would you like that?" What do they mean?
That is a great question. When a teller asks, "How would you like that?" they are asking what size of bills you want. The different sizes of paper money are called denominations. For example, if you withdraw $100, you might want one large $100 bill, or you might want five $20 bills.
Oh, I see. So if I want smaller money, I can just say, "Can I have 20s, please?"
Exactly. You could say, "I would like 20s and 10s, please." That makes perfect sense to the teller. Now, let us imagine another situation. What if you walk into the bank because you have a paper check from your new job and you want to put it into your account?
I would go to the teller and say, "I want to make a deposit."
Yes, but with a paper check, there is one extra step. The teller will ask you to endorse the check.
Endorse. That is a very new word for me. What does endorse mean?
To endorse a check simply means to sign your name on the back of it. There is a small line on the back of every check. By signing it, you are proving to the bank that you are the correct person receiving the money.
That is very easy. I just sign my name on the back to endorse it.
You got it. So tellers handle all of these daily tasks. But if you remember earlier, you mentioned wanting to open a bank account. For that, the greeter will not send you to the teller. They will send you to sit at a desk with a personal banker.
A personal banker. So they are the ones who do the big tasks.
Right? Personal bankers have offices or private desks. You speak to them for things that take more time. You see a banker to open a new account, apply for a credit card, or ask for a loan.
Let us pretend I'm sitting with the personal banker right now. I want to open a bank account. What is the first thing they will ask me?
The banker will ask what type of account you need. The two main types are a checking account and a savings account. It is very important to know the difference between the two.
I know both words, but I'm not entirely sure how they are different. Can you explain it simply?
Of course, a checking account is your everyday account. You use this account to pay for your groceries, buy your morning coffee, and pay your rent. The money in a checking account goes in and comes out constantly. When you use your bank card at the store, it usually takes money directly from your checking account.
That makes sense. Checking is for daily spending. What about the savings account?
A savings account is exactly what it sounds like. It is a safe place to save your money for the future. You do not use a savings account for everyday shopping. You put money in there that you want to keep for a long time, maybe for emergencies or a big vacation. And the best part is, the bank actually pays you money for keeping your funds in a savings account.
The bank pays me? That sounds amazing. Why do they do that?
They pay you something called interest. Interest is a small percentage of extra money the bank adds to your account because they are using your money to run their business. When you're opening the account, the banker will tell you the interest rate.
Okay, I like interest, but what about fees? I have heard that banks sometimes take your money too.
You are very smart to ask about that, Sarah. Yes, banks have fees. One common fee you must ask the banker about is the monthly maintenance fee. This is a fee the bank charges you every single month just for having the account open.
I do not want to pay a fee every month just to keep my money there. Is there a way to avoid it?
Yes, most banks will waive the fee if you meet their rules. To waive a fee means they will cancel it. Usually they will waive the fee if you maintain a minimum balance.
Minimum balance? Does that mean the lowest amount of money I'm allowed to have in the account?
Exactly. For example, the banker might say your checking account has a $10 monthly fee, but we will waive the fee if you keep a minimum balance of $300. So, as long as your account never drops below $300, you do not pay the fee.
That is such helpful banking vocabulary. I will always ask about the minimum balance to avoid the maintenance fee. What about the card the banker gives me? Is that a credit card?
That is a very common point of confusion. When you open a checking account, the banker gives you a debit card. A debit card is connected directly to your checking account. When you buy a shirt with a debit card, the money immediately leaves your account. A credit card is different.
How is a credit card different?
With a credit card, you are borrowing money from the bank. The money does not come out of your checking account right away. Instead, the bank pays the store, and at the end of the month, the bank sends you a bill. You must then pay the bank back.
Oh, I see. A debit card uses my own money, and a credit card uses the bank's money, which I have to pay back later. I will stick to a debit card for now.
That is a very safe choice when you are new to the banking system. Now, let us talk about a situation that people sometimes face with their debit card. It is called an overdraft. Have you heard that word?
Overdraft? I know over means too much. Does it mean I spent too much?
Yes, you figured it out. An overdraft happens when you spend more money than you actually have in your checking account. Let us say you only have $20 in your account, but you use your debit card to buy a meal that costs $30. If the bank lets the purchase happen, your account balance drops to negative $10, you have overdrawn your account.
That sounds bad. Does the bank punish you for that?
Yes, they charge you an overdraft fee. Overdraft fees can be very high, sometimes $35 for just one mistake. That is why checking your balance regularly is so important.
I will definitely remember that. I can check my balance on my mobile phone application, right?
Absolutely, mobile banking has changed everything. You can check your balance, review your recent purchases, and even transfer money.
I have seen the word transfer on my app. Does that mean moving money?
Yes, a transfer is when you move money from one place to another. You can transfer money from your savings account to your checking account. You can also transfer money to a friend's account. But if you send money to a different bank, the app will ask you for a routing number.
Routing number, what is that?
Every bank in the country has a unique 9-digit code. That code is the routing number. It helps the computer system find the correct bank. Your account number is your personal ID at that bank.
I understand the routing number finds the bank building and the account number finds my specific money inside the building.
That is a brilliant way to explain it, Sarah. You are already mastering this English for banking. Before we wrap up, we should mention the ATM. Sometimes the bank is closed, but you still need cash.
Yes, the machine outside the bank, ATM, what do those letters stand for?
ATM stands for Automated Teller Machine. It is a computer that does the job of a human bank teller. You can use an ATM to make deposits, make withdrawals, and check your balance.
And to use the ATM, I need my PIN, right?
Yes, PIN stands for Personal Identification Number. It is the secret 4-digit code you choose when you open a bank account. Remember, you should never share your PIN with anyone, not even the personal banker or the teller.
I will keep my PIN very safe. Thank you so much, John. Today's everyday English conversation was incredibly useful. I feel like I can walk into a bank tomorrow, speak to the greeter, see a teller, and understand exactly what is happening.
I am so happy to hear that, Sarah. Navigating a bank does not have to be intimidating. It is just a matter of practicing these few essential words like deposit, withdrawal, balance, and overdraft.
Thank you to all our listeners for joining us today. I hope you feel more confident about your banking vocabulary too.
We appreciate you tuning in to the English Vision podcast. Remember, the best way to improve is to practice. The next time you walk past a bank, try to remember the words we talked about today. Have a wonderful week, and we will catch you in the next episode.